Hello everyone and welcome back to the Sedona International Film Festival. I'm Carol Kahn. We are coming to you from the Sedona Rouge Hotel, which is one of our sponsors, along with Broadcast Rentals and Sedona Advertising Agency. We'd like to thank our sponsors for being part of this year's festival. And I would like to introduce you to one of our filmmakers who's here joining us, Tracy Gardner.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good. We were just chatting a little bit and come to find out that you are from Vegas, not originally from Vegas, but you've lived in Vegas for quite some time. And I was from Vegas for 10 years. Mm-hmm. Don't claim to be from there. I don't know if anybody does. Do we?
I don't think so. No.
I don't think so either. So tell us, what is the name of your film?
It's called Bright Side Up.
Okay. Mm. And I saw the film, so tell us a little bit about the synopsis of the film.
It's about a middle-aged laborer who is a little down on his luck, loses his job, and his wife is the primary breadwinner, and he's got some personal struggles, and he doesn't quite know how to tell his wife that he's lost his job. And on his way home, he has to stop at the grocery store, and he sees somebody less fortunate than him, and it kind of sparks a sense of gratitude in him. And he goes through a little bit of a change there, and it ends up having a profound effect on him. So it's a kind of a feel-good piece, so.
What inspired you to do that?
Well, that's kind of something I'm passionate about. I got into the author Eckhart Tolle about 12 years ago. And he always talks about the quickest way to find happiness is to stop being unhappy. Mm-hmm. And the quickest way to stop being unhappy is through gratitude. And so I thought that might be a good message. So this guy he's down on his luck, and he finds a sense of gratitude which inspires or compels an act of service. And it changes him. And so yeah, that was just kind of where I'm at in life. And so. Yeah,
that's awesome. There was a part in the film too, because I remember that he was driving the woman home, and so where she lived, mm-hmm. and you actually stop there for a second because you're not sure if there's an altercation that's about to start. So is that on purpose that you kind of put that in there, or?
Yeah, one of the hardest things to do when you're writing. Well, the base of all drama is conflict, right? And you always have to have the villain or the conflict to really try to be entertaining. And so trying to create some sort of tension in an 8-minute film that creates a little conflict, but I wanted all good characters in it, And so that's what that dynamic was about, some sort of a face-off, or, you know what I mean?
Yes.
A little bit of tension around that.
Yeah, you sort of felt that. You felt like, oh, something's going to happen here, but then it didn't, and it was like just really sweet, how you ended it. And I think, from a filmmaker's perspective, a lot of times that we try to put our own personal feelings into it. Just like you said, you experienced a couple things that you wanted to let people know about gratitude, or talk about your own experiences of gratitude. Do you find that that's in films that you want to let people know about, or talk about, or use as an example for other people so they get a message?
See, that's the thing. In film, the number one goal is to entertain, not to teach people. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful that you don't make a mess. Try to make a message, a film, but you definitely want to have a theme or a message in there somewhere. But and you hope, at least at this stage, the films that I'm working on now, the next feature I'm doing, is all about that. It's got a very powerful message, but it's built around a story. The story's got to be entertaining, then hopefully the message, some people will get it, some people won't. That's just kind of the way it goes. They'll go, and everybody sees the film on different levels. But yeah, I would hope that everybody would try to write and make films that actually have something to say. But again, I understand those that don't, because the goal is to entertain. People go to the movies to be entertained. So, yeah.
But I also think too, just in my perspective, in seeing things recently, and more and more films are really about subject matter that people want to get a message out. Because I think today, and I don't want to get into a political discussion, but it's really hard to be like an activist today. You really can't. So it's almost like I find people try to talk more about a subject matter through maybe documentaries or filmmaking or a narrative so that they could get a point across. Do you find that?
Yeah, I totally get that. And if you watch Bright Side Up, and you'll understand the fact that the racial issue in the film, that he's married to an Hispanic woman. There's the African American man on the street. The woman he helps is a Latino woman, and so I bring that in, and everybody kind of working together without ever. So you just see it unfold, the compassion of working through these interracial relationships. So, without making the film about that, I was able to put all of that in the film. Just, just be able to put it in the film. So
right.
That's what I did.
I think that's really important.
Yeah.
I think that's really important because you did that silently, but we all, people watching it got it.
You're going to see it.
Yes,
yeah.
and you understood that completely. And that was shot in Vegas, correct?
Yeah, it was shot in Vegas. And
so we do have a clip of it. We'd like to
Okay.
show the clip.
Okay. Listen, I got laid off work this morning.
Such a short clip.
Yeah.
For just a beautifully told movie film. Yes.
Yeah.
So you also acted in the film.
Yeah, it's one of the. I was telling one of the gentlemen I was talking to before we came on is I'm in the middle of trying to produce another feature, and I was going nuts, and I thought I got to go do something creative before, and so I put some friends together. We scraped up some money, and of course I did just about everything on it just because of finances, and to keep me sharp, to keep doing something. And so, so that's why.
That's interesting, and I don't want you to think I'm a stalker, but I do my research, and I was looking at your Twitter feed, and one of your Twitter posts was about doing a film, and you really didn't have enough money to raise it, so the question was, do you do the film or not do the film? Mm-hmm. So did you come up with an answer for that?
You do the film if you have enough money. I mean, I think when you're really creative, and if you're surrounded by some talented people, you need really talented people to pull it off, And but it's amazing what you can do if you got talented people that are willing to work for little to no money. But I say go for it. If you're a filmmaker, go for it. And so.
You've mentioned creativity a couple times just in us talking here, which I think is really important because personally, I feel that if someone took away my creativity, I think that would probably end everything for me. That's the most important thing, is to be creative. Do you feel like that creativity, because you have mentioned it, is really important to keep you going on an ongoing basis?
Man, I live and breathe it. I mean, it's one of those innate things within us. That's one of the, the few things that really come from inside us, like love and peace and beauty and creativity. These are all the things that spring out of us. And creativity is, man, I'm always something. Got to be creating something. It just, it keeps me going.
Well, we live in Sedona, so I'm able to ask you this question because, sometimes creativity, artists are in a zone when they create. Where do you feel like that the creativity comes from for you?
Well, creativity, again, comes from, this is going to be a real spiritual answer, sorry, but it comes from source. It's that sense of awareness or consciousness. So when we tap into that, that's where it really manifests or comes from. But what really inspires the creativity, that part of it is passion. And so when we're really passionate about something, the creativity just starts to flow because it's it's coming out of us, you know. So yeah, I'm very passionate about the subject matter, and so it was really easy to sit down and, you know, put something together for this. And but yeah, and a feature is a little different story because it's really can be really brutal, and the rewrite and the rewrite and the rewrite. But still, it's all stems from, you know, passion, and I think for most filmmakers, it's really going to be about the material, not just about passion for filmmaking, but being passionate about what the hell it is you're talking about, what you want to share with people, what you want to put out there. And so if you're passionate about that, you're going to be unstoppable. You'll be able to, you'll get things done, you know, so.
Now, you've had several roles, so it's actor, director, producer, writer. Is there any one thing that you like the most, or do you like it all?
No, I don't want to do a lot of jobs. I am so looking forward to one little indie film that I can do where I have one job and one job only, and I can focus on that. Because when I watch the film, all I see is everything wrong with it, right? All I see is every flaw, and but, you know, you just roll with it. You go and you just do the best you can with it. But as far as the one thing will be the job that's available at the time that I can do it. If it's directing, I'm in for that. If it's acting, I'm in for that. Writing, I'll just be the writer if that's what the job calls for. And so I just throw myself into whatever it is that they call me to do. So as far as favorite, no, I just love it all. So.
Now, is this your first time here at the Sedona Film Festival?
I visited the festival as, you know, just coming to visit the festival. It's my first time as a filmmaker in the festival. And I got to give a shout out to all the filmmakers out there. You got to come to this festival as a filmmaker. It's awesome. They treat you great. So.
Well, thank you for saying that. We do. We're the Filmmakers Film Festival. I mean, basically, we just...
Clearly.
Yes.
It is. I've been here 2 days, and I'm like, this is awesome. And I got a whole week here, so I'm excited.
Well, awesome. Well, what is your next film that you're working on?
I have a film called Junkland. It's a really gritty, dark feature. But again, it's got a theme and an underlying tone of kind of like awakening. And so, yeah, that's what I'm working on. But it's dark, heavy. It's heavy content, but it's really inspirational at the end. And the transition that the protagonist goes through is awesome. And I'm hoping that, again, it's all about the entertainment value, all the conflict and all the crap you can put in there, right? The entertainment stuff that really is exciting. But being able to have something that will, you know, resonate with some people after they leave the theater, you know. So that's hopefully, and that's the goal, but that's it.
Well, great. And how can people find out about your film?
This one? Well, this festival, I'm not a big Facebook Facebook. I don't do it. I'm an older dude. I don't do a lot of social media. But yeah, that's it. Just through my distributor and whatnot.
We can Google it.
Yeah, you can Google it. Yes, I'm on Vimeo. I'm on Vimeo as well. So.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thanks for having me. This is great. Thank you.
Awesome. And we'll be back with more other I can't even talk right now. Film festival information after this.